played guitar. That was a jam. Let's do a blues jam for a change. Why not? Why not do a blues jam? That was a bit of fun. Not done a blues jam for a while. Different stuff. Here's all the excuses. The excuses start here. Not played this guitar for ages. The old Squire Esprit. Gibson scale length. So, you know, not my usual kind of comfort zone. And just thought because we're talking about selling guitars, this is one that should be for the chopping block, but I don't know if I can let it go. I've been neglecting it. Excuse number 2. I'm using this pick. I've been getting into these picks. I've like not changed my regular pick for about 20 years or something. Absolutely love this pick. Not this specific one. This model. But I've been getting into these wee Dunlop Flexes. So much so, I bought a wee bag of them. Non-sponsored. Sponsor me, Tortex, Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming in. It's we're hammering on about why we sell guitars, or something like that. It was a catchier title than that, I think, but that's what we're hammering on about tonight. And we're having a wee 9k subs party. We hit the 9k subs this week. Oofed. So I'm pretty happy with that. Over the moon. We'll chat a bit about that in a bit, if anybody cares. I care, but anywho. Amp off, yes. Tunes on? Is the tunes on? That's important. Let's see. Apparently the tunes are on. Right, so let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's here. Hello. Scott Bogfoot first in. Wait a minute. I have never and will never sell any of my 40 plus guitars. Jings, mate. Hey, is that it? You capping it or are you getting more? Is that it? 40 max. This is a nice round number. Anyway, Francis Chambers in. How you doing? Stephen Barr's in. Hello. Relaxed meditation. Evening to you, mate. Hope you're doing great. You've never sold a guitar, but you've bought lots. You've bought lots of them. Keep up your great work, mate. Thank you so much, Relaxed Meditation. Yeah, there's quite a few people that have not sold guitars. So we'll get into the poll results in a bit, and we'll talk a bit more about that. But that was quite interesting. Quite even-ish results. Well, it was anyway the last time I checked. Right, slow down. Sorry, I had a coffee. Why did I have a coffee at this time of night? Stupid. Carrying on. Peter Collins, did we say hello? No. Hello, Peter Collins. How you doing? Relaxed meditation. If you sell your guitars, you just don't love them enough. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's a good thing to do. Maybe we shouldn't have bought them in the first place. Maybe. Budget pedal chap. Sell. Never heard of that before. Buy more. Now we're talking. This is reflected also in the poll results. Hello, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Vincent Brennan's in. Hello, mate. How you doing? Did we say hello to Francis Chambers? Maybe, but let's just say hello to everybody. Rapid quick. Indy, hello, how you doing? Actually, I didn't notice. Rexamatic, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the UK. Did see that you're greetings from England. Nice to be out of the Phoenix heat. We're doing some hiking in the Cotswolds area before meeting up with Mr. Robson and friends. Plan to visit Stephen James Guitars. Awesome. So that's, what do you call it? Red Carmageddon. John Robson's sort of, I was going to say yearly, but I think it's been a couple of years since the last one. Gathering of friends and Phottocasters. So yeah, that's a shame that the stream won't be on tomorrow night. What am I going to do? What am I going to do tomorrow night? Anywho, moving on. John Channing, how you doing, mate? Chris Otterwell's in the house. Hello, hello. Anton's in. How you doing, mate? Dinger's 63 for Dundee. How you doing, mate? IMA 640's in. Where do we get to there? Michelle, how you doing? Thanks for coming, mate. Much appreciated. Hawser's in. Jade Guitars, hello, mate. Jimmy Biter in the house. Repping the OU812 crew. Remind me what night you're on again, mate. I've lost track since you've changed the days. Is it Saturday now? I think it might be Saturday night. Well, for Saturday night for us anyway. The OU812 crew is a great hang live stream. Like usually 4 people minimum, backing tracks, jam, chatting guitars. Great community vibe. Definitely worth checking out. Where are we at? Jojo Fry, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, pal. Enjoyed your video the other night. What was it? The costs of YouTubing. Yes, I can relate. Yeah, but it's expensive. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I think us guitar people, gear people, we've just got it kind of wired to buy stuff. I need to get a new camera. I need to get new lights. I need to get, yeah, you know what I mean. Like you said on your stream, Jojo, you can get away with just like the phone or whatever, but yeah, it's always that kind of want to upgrade the sort of quality a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And just, yeah, it's too easy to go out of hand. But I refuse to buy a proper camera. Never. I will never buy a proper camera because I'll be one of these people that cameras. Slowing down. Hopefully I never missed anybody there. Did we say hello to Peter Collins? I hope so. Johnny 3 Bars in the house. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Graham Campbell's in. Hello, mate. How you doing? Oops. We had a big jump there. We got to Stefan Barr. I'll need to find that. Where's Stefan Barr? There he is. Steve's been practicing. I was mucking about a little bit before I hit the record button. Not record. Stream button. But it was jamming a wee bit. Some fun on that guitar. I've not played it for ages. I'm getting lots of compliments here. Thank you all very much. Stephen Barr, Indy, Cross Sotterwell, Andy Benjamin. Hello, mate. How you doing? Steve Reeser's in. The other John Brown. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Other John Brown. Let's make you a mod, mate. That's what we do here. And if I've missed anybody, I hope I've not missed anybody else. Chuck a link into your channel, mate. As soon as you're modded up, you can put a link in. And everybody should go and check out the other John Brown. If you're into, like, quality tones, amps, speakers, all that good stuff, then the other John Brown is your man. If he's the other John Brown, you must be thinking, well, who's John Brown? Well, that's a good question. Maybe he can explain it sometime to you. Great laddie though, he was at 42 Gear Street. We had a great time, great hang with the man. Francis Chambers, I think we said hello well, a few times now maybe. Steve Gunner, how you doing? We're hammering on about why do we sell guitars. We'll get to that very shortly. John Brown, you've only ever sold 2 guitars and the semi, you regret selling one of them. Yeah, I think a lot of people have got regrets. The one that got away kind of thing, or the 2, or the 5. Rexomatic, you're going to be walking 8 to 41 miles a day for the next 5 days. 8 to 14, sorry, miles, it was 41. I just noticed that the current viewers are at 41. Wait till I hide that from myself. I don't like to see how many viewers we have. Right, sorry about that. 8 to 14 miles per day for the next 5 days, starting in Morton and Marsh. We keep our eyes open for guitar shops and game shops. That's the way to do it, mate. All about the guitar shops. Turn the camera on. That's what I say. Stephen Barr says, don't sell it. It has a lovely body. I know. I don't think I can sell it. This is the second one of these that I got. The Esprit. Quite a rare beast. The old Squire Esprit. That's my second one. I ended up selling the first one because I didn't love the body on it. This one's got such a much nicer top on it. Heavier than the first one. Did a video on this. What was it? Squibson, I think I called it. Like half Squire, half Gibson or something like that. Some daft stuff like that. Steve Gunner, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Jed Ellis, hi Steve, from yourself and your wife Elizabeth Ellis. Well, thank you very much for coming in, the pair of you. Much appreciated. Hauser, how you doing, mate? You'll buy the Epi Esprit, it looks interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I could sell it. I'm in two minds. I mean, I've got a lot of other ones to go before that one. I'll try to not neglect it so much. Okay, I need to play it on a stream before the year is out again. If I don't, then I sell it. Deal. Right, okay. Dave Lewis, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Jojo, the only guitar you ever regret selling is your first ever electric, a Korean Squire Strat. Yes, I remember the story of that, and you've kind of replaced it since, haven't you, with something very similar. Stephen Barr, I'll not read that one out, but good on you, mate. Some of the ones you've sold, you don't even remember what they were. All right, well, they clearly didn't leave an impression. Michiel, you were missing an option. Give them away to someone who'll give it the love it deserves. I'm always missing an option, mate, and that is a great option. But I always like to invite the communication, the comments. The poll options are never enough with 4. There's always there could be complicated reasons for selling gear, I suppose. But you're right, that is the best option, mate. Giving it away. Well, just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers taught us. Peter Collins, the only guitar you ever sold was a Sheraton to a former bandmate who wanted one and you never used mine. Money from that and a Selmer amp went towards your lovely Reverend Jetstream. Nice. I like the Jetstreams. They're nice. Very cool guitars. David Wicks, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. You couldn't sell any of your guitars. You're up to 21 and still counting. You've only been learning since February this year. That is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. That is a good little snapshot of 2025, isn't it? Or just recent years. Well, what did you say? You've only been learning since February, yeah, 2025. Like how many great affordable guitars there are now. So if you're an adult with maybe a little bit of disposable income and just how much is on offer for the price just now, what a great time to be a guitar player or learning guitar. I'm just trying to think, if that was me, mate, if I just started, would I get up to that many guitars? Probably. I get obsessed with stuff so easily. So easily done. Where did we get to there? Sorry, I have lost my place. There we go. Steve Gunner, you do not regret getting rid of your first guitar. That thing about made me quit. Your second, you'll never sell it. Well, you need to tell us what your second guitar is. That sounds like a keeper. Well, it is a keeper. Stuart Young, you regret selling your first electric and Epiphone Les Paul Special. It was inexpensive, but a really nice wee yoke. Nice one. I think I've played them before. Is that the sort of flat top ones, yeah? I think I know the ones. And Jojo Fry agreeing with Michiel. I can't say it when my throat's dry properly. Michiel. Dave Lewis, you bought 2 of those Henry's button picks this week. Check my email. Sorry, I will check my emails, I promise. But you bought the button picks. What they like, mate? Any good? I actually got to just hold them in the packet, but I never got to use them. No! No, I was supposed to be turning that off. Come on. And I noticed last week when I did this. Yeah, sorry. Carrying on. You bought the Henry's picks. Nice, mate. Keen to know how they are, if they're any good. Steve Gunner, you do think nowadays, knowing what you know, you're sure you could have sorted your first guitar? Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Rexomatic, Red Car is a week from tomorrow, so... Oh, right, so the live stream is on tomorrow. My apologies, my bad. Right. 5 o'clock tomorrow, Friday, 5 PM UK, beer o'clock, John Robson's channel. John Robson, guitarist, is it? Great hang. I like to go there myself every week. Like I just said there, I would be lost without it. So that's my sort of the compass of my week. Anywho, great stuff. Glad to hear that's on tomorrow then. We'll see you there. Stephen Barr, you regret selling your Gibson LP Junior. It was such a simple pleasure, but you did get double what you paid for it. Pff, nice one. Can't complain about that. Sorry, I thought I'd read that one out before, just because we had 2 LP Juniors in a row. IMA 640, just a reminder to hit the like button. That is a great idea. Can I do that right now? There we go, hit like. Thank you. Thank you, Hozzer, as well. Thank you, Johnny D, for the congrats on the 9K. Much appreciated. Jojo says, hit like now. Is that like a Davey 504 style? Thank you very much. John Brown is in. Nice. And there we go. Michiel has put in the link for John Brown's channel. Legend. Indy, you sold most of your gear when you inherited property and decided to build a house on it. Nice. Well, you've got a house. Food and shelter is important. You know what I mean? John Brown, yes. Go crazy with the power, mate. Go mental. Enjoy yourself. Right. We're getting lost again there. There we go. We will get to the poll soon, I promise. I'm going to try and catch up with the chat. I will try my best. Johnny D, you had to sell your much loved Classic Vibe 50s telly. You swore you'd never sell it, but at £9 plus, and me with neck and shoulder issues, it had to go. You made a 60 quid profit. That's decent, but here, yeah, that's a great. That's one of the reasons. You know what? This isn't even like crazy heavy. It's just heavier than the last one that I had. So, yeah, maybe it's not heavy. I'll need to weigh it. I wonder what it weighs. You know, if the scale thing was in this room, I would do it right now, but I kind of can't be bothered. It's not here, it's in the other room. Maybe I'll go for it if I need a wee water break. Like if I run out of this, which might not happen. Rexomatic, you do kind of regret selling a G&L ASAT, is that how we say it? When I bought a Fender 52 reissue telly. Thought I didn't need 2 T-types. That was about 20 guitars ago. Nice. 9 lubs is heavy. Yes, it is. You know what? You've got me thinking about weighing that one now. I might do. 3-chord Dave is in the house, and he's not a mod. Why is that? Let's make 3-chord Dave a mod. And yes, I did see your thumbnail, mate. Exciting times. So 3-chord Dave has got a comeback video tonight. Is it tonight, mate, at 10 PM? Let me know if I got that wrong. 3-chord Dave, you need to check out the channel. That's been a long hiatus. What is that? It's over a year, isn't it, mate? Or is it a year? It feels like ages, because I used to watch 3-chord Dave's live stream every Saturday night as well. Well, when I wasn't gigging. And it's always a great hang, but great to see he's back. Hopefully. Hopefully. And it's about guitar YouTubers. So I wonder if I'll get slated. I hope I get slated. That'll make my evening. Anton, thank you so much for putting the link into the Squibson video. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. That was a fun video. I quite liked that one. I had some Madonna clips in there, because it's got to be done. Where do we get to there? Jojo, the CV squares are good, but I'm sure you could pick up another one in the future, Hozzer. If you, that's a great point, yeah. They're easy enough to find, aren't they? I had one of those CV squares as well. You remember when I did the parts caster, actually the tele parts caster, that the Milehouse parts caster ended up getting all the hardware from. So I had like a square body, it was blonde, and it had like a wood pickguard. That was a 50s CV telly, and I think it was a pine body. So pine seems to be super heavy. Johnny D, you have arthritis in your spine affecting your neck, just diagnosed, and the CV was killing me. Yeah, £9, mate, that would be too much. Sorry to hear of your woes, mate. What I've been finding recently is, actually, from the video last week, the Henry's guitars, they, you know what, it might be in the video on Friday, right, but I'll just tell you now because it might be useful to you. They're saying, they're putting the weight on the spec sheet, which is like bonkers. Guitar manufacturers generally can't do that because it's just so hard to stick to a weight, get a weight, because the wood has so many different variables in it, like just where it's, I mean, like where in the tree it's from, how much moisture's in it. I mean, they're obviously all dried at the same time, but they're saying, is it 7.2 pounds, I think. I think they're all 7.2 pounds, which is mental. And they're made of Paulina, which is apparently a nice lightweight wood. But I've heard people say that it's not great for guitars with trems. I don't know, I'm not a guitar builder, but this is what I've heard from the internet. Anywho. Chris Otterwell, you've got loads of guitars, many of which you've made yourself. Nice one, mate. The only ones you managed to sell are custom made. Awesome. Any genetic models don't sell too much out there. That's a good point. People say it's hard to sell, like right now. Now is not a good time to sell. Sorry, where did we get to there? Jade just said the same thing, yeah. Jade Guitars, I wish I could sell some guitars, but nobody is buying these days, yeah. Well, actually, I just sold the Harley Benton ST Modern Plus on Sunday or Monday. Sunday, I think. It's gone. It's kind of bittersweet. I was never playing it anyway. I didn't enjoy the neck on it. I bought it for the channel, and I had to hold on to it for ages to do a shootout video. So I kept it for ages, but I just never enjoyed it, never gelled with it. If I didn't have a channel and wasn't waiting on videos, I either would have just like straight returned it, or maybe modded it. Probably not. Or would have sold it just like really quick. Bumcrack Watchco, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Stephen Barr, nah, I don't think it's a 2025 thing. It's just an addiction. You've had more guitars that your skill warrants. You've sold them all and kept the best one. Okay. So how many have you got now? Have you got 20 or have you got 1? But nice. Good on you, mate. That's good if you can sort of move them on rather than hoard them all like I do. Rich, the Novice Noisemaker, is great for that. I don't know if anybody watches Rich's channel. You should definitely check it out. It's a great channel. And he's buying guitars all the time. Like, talking of addictions, I think he's got it. I think he's got it bad. But great channel, great videos, and yeah, he's, the last time I checked it was over 250 guitars he'd had. It's probably more than that, it's maybe getting near 300. But over 250 guitars he's had. He buys and sells, but he never has more than like 5 or 6 at a time, which is very respectable, I think. I wish I could do that. I hold on to them too much. Anywho, where are we at? Excuse me. Yeah, we're saying hard to sell guitars. Yeah. Hawser, you had to sell your Gibson Les Paul Deluxe Player Plus to pay for a house move. Wow. Is that how much they're worth these days? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you can buy a house off one of them. What was it? The Gibson Acoustic that they had on... Studio Rats had it on their news last night. $100,000. I think it's a one-off though. Old Man Zen's in the house. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. 3 Chord Dave, what you saying, mate? You sell to buy from time to time, but you do have a few regrets. Had a gorgeous PRS SE Custom 22 that was epic, but I had to sell. That's a shame, mate. It's a bummer. We'll get to the poll very shortly. How far behind am I? I'll try and catch up. Stephen Barr, also the good thing about selling your guitars is that you always have room for another one. That is a great point. That's a problem I'm having right now. No space. I've got them in gig bags and everything. They're kind of everywhere just now. Pretty bad. Steve Gunner, your first guitar was a red Harmony Strat copy with a bad fret job, horrible bridge. These days you could have fixed it. Your second is an 80s Gibson Sonics 180 standard with Tim Shaw Dirty Fingers pickups. That rings a bell, mate. The Sonics. I think you might have mentioned that before and I didn't know what it was, and I looked it up and it reminds me of like an Epiphone newer model, one of the ones with, has it got single coils and like a big pickguard, almost like a Dan Electro kind of vibe. Maybe. Dave, Steve, the picks were in a ring box with a blue LED that comes on when opened. I never got to see that. That sounds really cool. $9.99 on Amazon. You've not used them yet. They're a bit thick for me. Yeah, that was what I asked them in the video, was like how thick are they, because like I mentioned before, I'm a thin pick kind of guy. This is the, I mean, this heavy one that I've got, how heavy is it? Good question. 0.73. So my usual one's 0.71, but these ones are made of different stuff, so they're not as, it feels much thicker than that compared to what I'm used to. That's cool with the LED box though. I'm curious to check one out. Where are we at? Steve Gunner, you have many great gig memories with that Sonics. Oh, nice one, mate. Oh, there we go. 10 PM Irish time, says 3 Chord Dave. I've lost the chat again. There we go. Almost bang on a year. Wow. Great, mate. I'm so glad. I hope you're back. That would be great if you're back, mate. And I'm looking forward to watching the vid tonight. I'll definitely be watching that. And it's a premiere as well, so I recommend you check out. Actually, Dave, can you put a link to that video? Wait a minute. Okay, so Anton's put a link to the channel in, but Dave or Anton or anyone, if you could put a link to Dave's premiere tonight, that would be ideal. So we could just go right from there. Right, where do we get to there? It's a buyer's market right now. It certainly is. Yeah, I've been browsing quite a lot recently. Stephen Barr, you're always looking for that one gem as well. No point keeping 20 bog standards of which you'll never play. That is a great point. Yeah. Oh, that's right, you're right. I'm always searching for something else. Some gem. I'm constantly on eBay. It's terrible. Alan Z Gear Safari, how you doing, mate? Hey up, Mr. Cassidy and Court, how are you? Well, very well, mate. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Thank you, Anton, for putting the link in, you legend. You don't sell until a string breaks, then they have to go. Love it, mate. I mean, why should you have to change strings? Get someone else to do it. Hey, Jade, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in, Jade Guitars. Oh, wait, you're not speaking to me, are you? No, but hello anyway. I seen you coming in earlier. You're speaking to Steve Gunner. Where do we get to that? Sweetwater in the US state the weight of guitars on the site. Yeah, that's right. So what happens there, of course, is Peach Guitars in the UK do the same thing. I think some other shops do too. But yeah, they're obviously just weighing the individual items, but they have to come out the box and be weighed for it to get listed. The interesting thing with Henry's is that they're just saying on the spec sheet 7.2 pounds, uniform for all that. I don't know how they're going to manage to stick to that. Yeah, but anywho, or it must be some kind of tolerance either way. Anyway, I've just never seen that before. A brand putting a weight on the spec sheet. Anyway, one of your LPs is over £11. Oh mate, that has got to go. It's got, I couldn't have that. You know what? My top favourite guitar, the Starcaster, my number one, my other number one. This is pretty heavy actually. I'll need to weigh it. It is on the heavy side, but the Duesenberg Trem probably doesn't help. It's got wide range humbuckers and whatnot. Anywho, Malachi, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, mate. Sorry late to the party. Congrats on the 9K. Thank you so much, mate. I'm just noticing the time. We better get to the poll very quick. Thanks again for coming. Old Man Zen, Rich has a delivery conveyor belt that goes from the guitar shop to his front door. I wouldn't be surprised, mate. Yes. Jojo, it made me so happy to sell my Line 6 amp. It's got so much life left, but I would never use it again. And the guy who bought it is having loads of fun with it. That's awesome. You can't complain about that. Oh, Graham Campbell, where did you go? There he is. If you can't afford the 100k Gibson acoustic, you're selling your Epi J45 for a wee bit cheaper. Nice one, mate. There you go. Where can we find it, mate? Lindsay, has anyone here installed the Shapeshifter tone pot before? Thinking of doing a video on what one? Actually, I'm pretty sure Milehouse Studios had it in one of his build videos, or maybe it was one of his Monday fluff pieces, as he calls them. They'd sent him one and he tried it, I think, but I don't know if there's been. I don't know if I've seen any dedicated videos on it. Maybe, but it looks interesting. Mark the Hoopers in, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming. Late again, but sure, welcome. You try not to mix music with politics, but love the Henry's gear and frustrated that as a non-EU country, it's a bugger to get off the hold at the moment. Brexit, meh. Yes, but they are, they're coming to the UK, working on the website just now. I read that in the comments the other day. Amazing, actually. Henry from Henry's came in the comments of the video and was responding to a load of people that were asking questions and stuff. Really cool. This is like the guy of the company, the head of the company. Really cool to see. I'm a big Henry's fan these days. I need to get a guitar. Check it out. We'll see them at Guitar Summit. There's been some email exchanges, so that's exciting. Anywho, but yeah, they're coming October, November, mate, is the plan, I believe, to the UK. Stephen Barr, you have only one guitar now. It's such a relief. Nice one. It's a Harley Benton SC Custom 3. It's the closest to 1000 Gibson LP I've had. Wow, that's quite the endorsement, mate. Nice one. I would love to be one of these one guitar guys. This is, I love it. I love this. And this, and this, and three, and another. That's cool. Okay, there's a lot. I do love having loads of guitars and variety, but I would just love to be the kind of guy that's got one guitar. Like my man Nuno Betancourt, sorry, I'm looking at the Washburn right there, and Ben Travers Music, I've been loving his channel as well. He just hit 10k and he's only got like 50 videos up or something. He's absolutely smashing it. And ridiculous player too, but he's a one guitar guy. He's got this telly, I don't know if it's a parts caster or something. I'll need to see if he's done a video on it, but yeah, I'd love to be that kind of guy. It's just got like a trusty sidekick guitar forever. I don't know if it'd be more fun though. I'd probably be a better player. Stefan, you should mention that the Harley Benton cost $250 as well. I know it's bonkers. Harley Benton are just incredible for the money. Always have been. No, not always have been. Recent years. Richard Sheehan, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Late to the party. You've not regretted any of the guitars you've got rid of, so it looks like you're pretty fortunate. Very happy with those that I have. Good on you, mate. You must buy smart, making smart decisions. I do that. I spend a long time deciding, usually. But I've got the for the channel excuse sometimes that I like to use to make myself feel a bit better about purchases. Thank you 3Chord Dave, he's put the link into the thing tonight, so that's what I like to see. Jake Lee Guitar, how you doing mate? Thanks for coming in. And you're agreeing with Stefan that that is one incredible guitar. Is that the Harley Benton SC, what do we say? 553? I need to see it again. Where's it went? I've lost it. It's somewhere. I just can't see stuff. Sorry, we need to get to the poll. I know I keep saying it, but I just really want to catch up with the chat here. Thanks again, Jake, for coming in, mate. Much appreciated. Great to see you. Oh, and Anton's put a link into 3Chord Dave's Premiere as well. Awesome stuff. Mississippi Boys, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming in. Even Stephen Alt, you have 5 guitars for sale at the moment. Still leaves you with 25 though. Jesus. I think I might be close to that myself. I might be near 30. I've not counted in a while. But I've got them in pockets of places. Like I said, I've got like 5 or something at school. And too many in here. Something that I like to put onto the tech. Actually, there is one with the tech. Kind of keeps it out of the way for a bit. Wow. Whoops. Right, okay. Have a caught up. Let's go to the poll in just a minute. Sorry, Daniel Radke. You traded your Ibanez Music Man. Ibanez Music? Oh, Ibanez Musician. MC300 a few years back. 1978, and you've had it since 95. Moment of madness. Oh, you're missing it, mate. Sounds like that might sting a bit. Dave, when is your 42 Gear Street video with Colin, Heartwood Guitars video go live? So, the Heartwood one is actually, well, hopefully, if it makes it to Colin's channel, that'll be going on his channel. I've did the Henry's video with Colin as well, and I'm gonna try my best to put that out for tomorrow. It's either that or it's the Pickguards video. I want to get the Gear Street stuff out while it's sort of fresh-ish. I've edited it all, but I've not done the thumbnail. Actually, if there's time at the end, I want to show you a little bit of my thumbnail process, because I've kind of got that sitting up. Let me know in the chat if you're interested in thumbnails, and I'll do it a wee bit on that at the end. Anywho, Malachi, don't forget to like. Oh, you're saying I hit the like. Thank you very much, Malachi, you legend. Whoops, what did Tom Dust say? You adhere to the Sith rule of two guitars. See, that's where it starts getting out of control, isn't it? See, I'd say to myself, I just want to be a one guitar kind of guy. You know what, maybe two. Stratotelli, something like that. And then the next thing you know what I mean? You need a 335, you know? This is how it happens. Right, I am going to... Well, Old Man Zen sell an Ibanez Roadstar 2. Oh, mate. I'm always looking for one of them for a good price. Right, we have almost caught up. Nuno Pyers, thank you, mate. Thanks for the congrats, much appreciated. Stefan, great point. I never thought of that. Don't think it would be the same if you rocked up on a live stream with one guitar on the wall. Great, thank you. That's the kind of validation I need to have more guitars. Cheers, mate. Right, great. Resington's in the house. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming. 8, including a bass and acoustic at the moment. That's respectable, mate. That's maybe even, is that too many? I might even be too many. I'm saying nothing. Chris Otterwell, you've got a beautiful Road Flare Red RG550 that you hardly ever play. I should get rid, but I know you'll regret if you do. That's the problem, isn't it? And Jojo says not to sell it. Yep. Right, we have caught up. Let's go to the poll. Here we go. Poll time. So, what we're asking, what's the real reason you sell a guitar? And Malachi was correct, not Malachi, sorry, Michiel was correct that there isn't enough poll options. There never is. But this was a even-ish split, same as last week, I think. But let's start here. So, you couldn't bond with it. A guitar you just couldn't get on with. Did you neglect it for too long? 25% of the vote there. That's an interesting one as well. Like, how long do you keep it for? How long does it take you to find out that you couldn't bond with it? Is that a bad purchase decision? You know, at the time, did you not sort of spend long enough checking out, researching? I don't know. Maybe it's we're buying online. It's more prominent these days. I don't know. Interesting though. Okay. 17% needed the cash. I think we've all been there. I think we've all sold a guitar or gear when we need the money at some point, but it doesn't seem to be the main reason for most people, but it is a reason. 17%, that's the lowest of the vote. The highest vote is 31% for selling to buy something new. The gas. It gets us all. It's so funny. It's so funny that that's what we're all like. We're all kind of in the same boat, aren't we? And then also, like, second top vote, never sold one. Never sold a guitar. Still got your first. It doesn't mean that that's definitely the case, but yeah, 26% of the vote with still got their first guitar. That's impressive. I still got my first guitar. Great stuff. So 263 votes. Thank you very much. Always great to get the polls banging, happening, and getting some chat in the comments too. We'll read a few of these out and then we'll try and get caught back up again. Let's go with John Robson. The most recent sales were to fund a new guitar, but I've sold guitars to pay bills in the past, and simply because I just wasn't playing them. The Sire S7 and H7 spring to mind. Beautiful guitars, but just didn't excite me enough to pick them up very often. Sorry, I was distracted when I was reading that because I just got an alert on the screen to tell me that my mouse is about to die. So bear me a moment while I put the cable in here to charge it. This actually happened to me when I was away to do my first ever live stream. Hit live and then my mouse died. Right, we're plugged in again. I hope that didn't do anything weird to the audio or anything. Right, sorry, let's go back to John Robson. Right, so yeah, you have sold guitars to pay bills in the past. The Sire S7 and H7 spring to mind. Beautiful guitars, but just didn't excite me enough to pick them up very often. Yes, that's kind of hit 3 of the categories there, John, and then I wouldn't disagree. I think I've done all 3 myself as well. Yeah. Rich Tamblin. Space is a premium in my place, so I only sell if I really want the space for something new. Yeah, that's it. Space is an issue, isn't it? Without a doubt. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I'm cogitating on this. Apologies. Right, I'm going to read out some more of the sort of shorter ones. Apologies. Reeled 58. Why did I do a longer one? Anyway, Reeled 58. You played the Harley Benton Gold Top single cut with P90s for a couple of years and you loved it. You'd made up your mind it was a keeper, but when you got your Gibson, the Harley Benton guitar sat in its case for 3 months and never saw the light of day. There was little point in hanging on to it. Can't argue with that, mate. You got the real deal and you preferred it. That's a common thing. In fact, the Harley Benton thin line, what do you call it? Not thin line, like the PRS hollow body one that I tried out before. The reason I managed to buy that was the guy who was selling it got that one, absolutely loved it, and then bought a PRS one and preferred that, so sold the Harley Benton, which was very interesting. Actually, it gets more interesting than that. So, yeah, it's like Harley Benton could be a gateway guitar to another guitar. But interestingly, the guitar I sold, when I sold that guitar, the same guitar, to, is it Daryl or Darren? I can't remember. He's bought guitars off me before. And he comes in the chat sometimes. Sold it to him, and he said that he preferred it to his PRS hollow body. What do you do? What do you do with that information? I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I suppose. Anywho, Charles Rice K70. You have still got the first one you bought in 1974, but you've had others that you've sold on to buy new ones. Nice one, mate. 1974. Oof. What is it? What is it? Actually, I probably asked you that, and did you tell me? No, you didn't tell me. I didn't ask, sorry. I'm asking now though, I want to know. Barbara Pape, times are hard and guitars are a luxury. The fact that the used market is awash with them says everything. Yes, everyone is struggling to sell at the moment. And yet still that kind of hangover period from lockdown COVID where there's just so many, they made too many guitars. I think they're still making too many guitars, but yeah, people struggling to get rid of them. There we go. That's the guy I was talking about there. Darren Gill. This is the guy I sold it to. Can't vote as none cover my answer. No Gallagher said something along the lines of guitars come to you with music in them and it's your job as a guitarist to get that music out. It's perfectly put for me. Once that music is out, it's someone else's turn. Interesting. That's a very interesting way of looking at it. Sorry, I'll read this one that I've not responded to. Apologies. Relaxed meditation. Hi Steve, never sold a guitar. I've given a few away. Never sell any. You've got loads and you love them all. Play them all. Love doing setups and stuff to improve, like locking tuners, new nuts, etc. My man. Your faves are your Variax 600s and your PV-EXP generations with ACM. Yes, I'm constantly on the hunt for another one of them. I want to get one again. I had one of those. It's a fantastic guitar. Brilliant. Cyborg guitars, bit of both for me. If I don't play it, it usually goes, or if I'm after something else that I fancy, something has to be sacrificed. Guitar buying ain't cheap. True story, mate. Yes. So you'll be in the 31% as well. Right, let's do one more. Outstanding Bill. That's an amazing username. Your first guitar got stolen. Oh no. Second one you sold, but since then, 40 odd years, you've kept them all. 6 in total now. Nice one. Sorry, I can't leave it on a comment of someone whose guitar got stolen. Let's find a positive one. There we go. Joe Jordan. I don't know what you're saying. I've not sold one yet, but I'm getting to the point where the house will soon be too full, so I might need to learn how to do it. Yes, you need to learn how to sell guitars, if you need to sell them. Right, okay, let's get back into the, what do you call it? The live chat, yes. Right, let's go back up. What have I missed? What have I missed? Excuse me, sorry about that. Oh, the Sith rule of 2, I remember that. One guitar guy. Ah, I love it, Mott the Hoople. I'm a one guitar guy. One Rick, one Jag, one Jazzmaster, one Mosley. Brilliant. You wish you could do the one guitar thing as well, Jojo, yes. Nice. Oh, right, okay. I must have missed them earlier, apologies. We're back up. We're not that. Right, okay. I went back at a weird time. Search for Tones in the house. How you doing, mate? Congrats on your 1 year anniversary of your live streaming. I popped in for a bit last night. It was good to see you there. Bumcrack Watchco, 250. 250 what? 250 guitars. What? What's 250? Tell me. Malachi says Bullocks. What's going on here? What have I missed? Vincent Brennan, Gary Hutchins' 6-neck electric guitar, nicknamed the Beast, would fill the wall. That's a good point. Could be a one guitar guy with... That's a good loophole, isn't it? Nice. Steve, at least Cassidy doesn't swing on a pole. Searching for Tom Bryan. Well, not on camera anyway, not that you get to see. By the way, that's a good point to shout out the Patreons. Hold on, let me plug this quickly. So thank you to the Patreons, Roller String Trees, Chris McKean, the Ubi, Hoser Cotton, Searching for Tone, Ben Travers, William Taylor, Danny Soul and Steve Murphy. And we've got the Hammer On Heroes Plus, Cyborg Day Guitars and Grandpa Joe. Thank you very much for supporting the channel over on Patreon. What's this now? Is this the YouTube members? I think it might be. Yes, the Hammer On Heroes channel members on YouTube. Antoine Aramenko, Searching for Tone, Richard Sheehan, Chuck's Guitar, G. Cotton and Willis Taylor. By the way, these are channel members on the main channel. It doesn't really make sense having them there. Like, if you want to join here, you can't. It's weird. My bad. Patreon. Frank Chambers, Grandpa Joe, Kelso Braga, Brandau, Steve Gunner, Rex Amatic, Simon Wenlock, Al Lindsay, Anton Auramenko, Budget Guitar Show, Anthony Marabito, Paul Crane, N. Pete, Francis Chambers, Robert McCourt, Phil Sequira, Thaddeus Thompson, Greg Stevenson, David Beebe, Will G. Practice, Emoji Face Nadine, Andy, Bill Cool, Stevie Mack, and Gubby Hitchcock. Woo! Woo! We got there. Sorry, I need to change the timer of that. But thank you so much for supporting on Patreon and the channel memberships on YouTube. Like I said, the channel memberships are on the main channel. It's the minimum tier, £1 a month. What do you get for that? Nothing. You just get to support the channel. You get a badge next to your name. In fact, has anybody got one in here? Nah. No, of course they don't, because this is a different channel. Idiot, sorry. I felt like it was a good idea at the time. Actually, I was looking at the analytics the other day. It's I think it was a good move, what I did, but I'm not sure yet. I'll find out at the end of the year. There's not enough time to decide. Anyway, Bumcrack Watchco, you wish you never sold your Epi Les Paul, but you bought an Epi 59 reissue. There we go, that worked out all right. Search for Tone, maybe you had another job that I didn't know about. Another one? Maybe. It's a good point. Actually, is that how you get downstairs when you're a fire person? On the pole. The other John Brown, space and funds, those are the critical resources. Yes, indeed, mate. Can't argue with that at all. Yeah, space and fun. Yeah, that's it. That says it all. The Ubi, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, mate. You don't sell your guitars because they were given to you. Yes, that is a rule. You would feel wrong doing that. If they leave, they will be giveaways. That's a good point. You know what? I have sold guitars I've been gifted and I feel terrible about it, but I wasn't playing them. I wasn't playing them. They were sitting there for years, gathering dust, and that's not cool either. So, yeah, what do you do? What do you do? Anyway. But that's a good philosophy you've got in it, mate. I appreciate that. Johnny 3 Bar, sorry. Never sold a guitar, you've had them stolen and you threw one in the bin, but you've pawned your pedal collection a couple of times. Sorry, you threw one in the bin. What did you throw in the bin, mate? What was wrong with it? AI video and it didn't happen. Oh, missed it. Somebody saying they were going to be in the house tonight. Who was that? Bumcrack Watchco. You'll be in the house tonight at 3 Chord Dave. Nice one, yeah. I think we're all looking forward to the comeback of 3 Chord Dave. Not long now. Almost an hour and a half. Exciting times. He's calling everybody out. Every guitar YouTube channel is on notice. Maybe. Where do we get to? Stephen Barr, you've got the Gibson. You had the Gibson LP Standard and Cherry Sunburst, and it was so much of a luxury that you didn't even want to play it. That's interesting. Interesting indeed. I don't think I've ever had a guitar like that was just like too good to play. I don't think so. I can't think of any times where that's been the case. The Lamb's in the house. How you doing, Lammy? Thanks for coming in, mate. Good to see you. Everybody's saying hello to the Lammy because they love the Lammy. Because the Lammy does the best live stream on YouTube, where you can win mugs if you win his duck race. But aside from winning duck races, doing duck races, he's an absolute shred demon. He's an awesome chanter and just an all-round entertainer. It's just a crazy, great hang on the Lamb's live stream. I think you've not been on for a couple of weeks, but looking forward to seeing you back, mate. Where do we get to there? Malachi, you agree with brother Ubi, sorry. You don't like selling off any of your guitars because most of them have a wee bit of a story behind them. Yes, and so they should. So they should. Richard Sheehan, haven't got your first guitar, but you have your first really good guitar, which went round the world with me, and you would really regret losing that. 85 Squire Strat that you've modded loads. Wow. It's went round the world. That, speaking of having stories, that'll certainly have a lot of stories, I would imagine. Nice one. Steve, what did I think of the Heartwood guitar Colin was using in my video? Which one did he have? I think we had a few of them in the video and we were kind of swapping them around. Were we swapping them? Or did we play different ones? I can't remember. Can't remember which one he had from the clip that I put in the other day. But there was a couple of them that I really liked. I really liked the red one that's got like Duesenberg vibes. I like that one a lot. Quite fancy one of those. Yes. So yeah, cool, very cool guitars. I'm keen to get my hands on one. Like proper. Anywho. Malachi, you were saying bollocks about there not being enough options on the poll. Right, thanks mate for clarifying. Stephen Barr, YouTube channels are like guitars, Steve. You only need one. That's right. I went a bit over the top with two. Actually, I did three, but the third one's it still exists, but it's dormant and may remain dormant for a very long time. Whoops. Oh man Zen, you've currently got 3 to 4 that you're seriously considering selling. It's just so much easier to give them to your kids though. 2 of your 4, wow, play guitar and you've already given them each a couple. Brilliant, mate. That's the way to do it. That's good. That's a great way of moving them on. That they never really leave, do they? You've still got access to them if you change your mind years down the road. The Lamb, you're going to make a comeback at some point. Yes, it's great to see everybody's making comebacks. Like I said, 3 Chord Dave coming back tonight. Exciting times. Yeah, Jojo is saying, but Lammy, we need you back. We're all bored of our own live streams now. 100%. The Lammy live streams are where it's at. Check out the Lamb live. Chuck a link in, Lammy. Vincent Brennan, the Japanese guitars that you have imported recently have all sold quickly. Seem to be a market for decent Japan made at the moment. Interesting. What are those? What guitars are they? Pray tell. The Lamb will be back soon. Bigger and stronger. Nice one, mate. You've been hitting the gym in your time off. Resington, only guitar of note was a 1986 MIJ Fender Strat. Yeah. Single humbucker and Fender locking trem, plus only year Fender weren't made in USA. Apparently sold it for a holiday in Greece. Hope it was a good holiday, mate. Hope it was a really good holiday, mate. I hope you didn't get sunburnt. Oofed. Malachi, you entered yourself into the guitar giveaway. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, nice one. Yeah. Searching for Tone is a fan of doing giveaways. So you never know when one's going to pop up. So check out Searching for Tone. You might get a guitar or a pedal or something like that. Oh, Resington, it wasn't a good holiday. Guitar never played that well either. The universe evens itself out. Nice. Where do we get to there? Mott the Hoopball, you've still got your first Strat. You had 3 new necks, 6 new pickups, 2 sets of, yep, triggers, broom. 100%, mate. Here's a question. What's everyone's thoughts on Youngblood? Right, I've got thoughts on Youngblood. Is he the guy that did... All I knew about him was that he did the Aussie show when Nuno was on stage, and did they do changes? Was that him with the short hair? Everybody's talking about how amazing he was, and you know what? I thought he was, from that only performance that I've seen, just like mediocre. I thought, sorry. Maybe he's better at his own stuff or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not wrong. It's my opinion. That's just what I thought. But yeah, maybe he's better. But everybody was saying he was killing it and he was amazing. I don't know. I've only seen that one song. It's not enough to judge. I feel bad, but I know that he's the hot kid in town everybody's talking about. I'll need to investigate further. Maybe he's probably good. Oh, Stephen Bard, you're saying he seems to be hanging on to the coattails of rock legends, right? Maybe that's a thing. Oh, right, okay. See, I don't know enough about him. All I know is that wee performance that I've seen, and I've seen his name a lot, but I don't really know who he is. Jojo, you're with Dan Hawkins from The Darkness in this one. What's that? What's that? Is there stuff going on I don't know about? Excuse me. David Wicks, many of your guitars... What? David Wicks, many of my guitars, Steve, are second hand and you just love the look of them. Your oldest guitar is an Avon Rose Morris, Japan made, 1974. Probably never play it, but it's got a great history. Nice one. Yeah, I'm with you on used, mate. I prefer buying used guitars if I can. That's the way to do it. Because you generally don't lose if you need to sell it again. As long as you got a good deal in the first place. Dave Lewis, Mad Malco hasn't done his Sunday live stream for a few weeks now, I think. He's been moving house. Well, that's a fair enough excuse. Stephen Barr, you didn't think it was any good either. Oh, Jojo Fry thinks the same. The Ubi, you have no thoughts on Youngblood. I have no thoughts at all. My brains are scrambled eggs. Lovely. He's a stage school Disney Club kid. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Who is Youngblood? There we go. People don't know. Resington has spelt it correctly, I think. Youngblood is great. Not for us, but for the fresh bloods out there. That makes sense, mate. Yeah. Good for the youngsters. Richard Sheehan was also underwhelmed by Youngblood. Oh, good. I'm glad it wasn't just me then. Because even Nuno was talking about how he was amazing. I mean, you kind of got to say nice things, don't you? But I was like, he's from a rich family as well. I mean, I don't know if that should matter. Should that matter? I mean, maybe if you're portraying yourself as being something else, then it's maybe not cool. like sort of pretentious in a reverse kind of way. But fair enough. Wealthy people are allowed to be talented. Oh, industry plan. Oh, this is definitely a hot topic. Right, who's doing a video on Youngblood? Definitely not me, but sounds like somebody else could. Search for Tone, you're the same. Only seen the chap since the Aussie show, you don't know much about him. Yeah, same here. Old Man Zen, no thoughts on Youngblood, but you'd argue that all guitarists stand on the shoulders of the greats who came before them. That is a good point, mate. Dave Lewis, you've got Youngblood's signature guitar. Dunsey had a few beers with his dad a couple of weeks ago. Oh, nice. Very cool. Maria, you had an acoustic guitar as a teenager, but sold it as your school teachers would not give you lessons and you lost interest. You picked it up again last year and you love it. Your partner helps you enormously. Yeah, I've been enjoying to hear about your journey. I'm so glad that it didn't work out in school, but hey, you got around to it in the end, didn't you? That's all that matters. Oh, wow. Malachi saying his Aussie performance was atrocious. Whoa, dear me. See, I'd never spoke to anyone else about this. This is just what I thought, but it seems like I'm not alone. Interesting. He's not a guitarist. Youngblood is responsible for the massive boost in SG Junior sales this year. Well, there. I think that's what Resington was saying. We can't really complain about that if he's sort of getting people playing and whatnot and getting people interested in music. We could definitely do with that in 2025. So good on him. Doesn't matter if I like him. What do I know? I'm like an old man. He's a young blood. He plays guitars too, you think? Okay. Right. This is a hot topic. Johnny D, what are you saying? You've got the gas real bad for a Fender Strat, Candy Apple or Fiesta Red? Candy Apple, mate. Of course, you have to decide for yourself. I prefer Candy Apple, but there you go. Dave Lewis, Youngblood's dad owns a vintage guitar shop in the New Kings Road, London. Right, okay. Youngblood cancelled his Dundee gig. Probably got too big too quick. I didn't know he was going to be in Dundee. Look at all this Youngblood stuff. Who brought this up? Anyway, it was Stefan Barr, wasn't it? He's one of the highest profile young cool people out there with guitars, if that matters. His Changes performance was decent. I thought, oh, well, there you go. Look, different stroke for different folks and whatnot, eh? I mean, most of the feedback I heard was that people thought it was great. But there you go. Companies want to market him for every dollar they can bleed out of him. Picture him more as pop star, more accurate industry position category. Wow, everybody's talking about Youngblood. Regarding Youngblood, probably the wrong demographic here by 40 years or so to appreciate him. I think spot on, mate. I think you're right. Trading dangerously close to gatekeeping if you do decide what constitutes a guitarist based on their skill level. No, I got you, mate. I got you. Stephen Barr, Youngblood is keeping rock alive, I suppose, but he's shit. Right, okay. We'll end it on that. Nice. So, thanks again for coming to the Youngblood stream. Also, I barely talked about it, and we're over time already, but thanks again for the 9K subscribers. Well, thank you to all of you for being a part of it. I know I see a lot of names in here that have been sort of coming along from the very start. And yeah, awesome times. Appreciate you all so much. And what's next? I'm not saying a word, but hoping for something good. Hopefully tomorrow's video will be the Henry's guitar video from 42 Gear Street with Colin of Science of Loud. Hopefully, if I can't get it uploaded and optimised tonight, it will be the video on pickguard.co.uk, which I do need to get out as well. That's all done. But like I say, the Gear Street stuff is more of a fresh pressing thing, I think. My lighting's really bad here tonight. I don't know why that is. We'll fix it for next time. Okay, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for supporting the channel. Thanks for the Patreons. Thanks for the channel memberships. Thanks for just subscribing. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for commenting, liking. Oh, by the way, I've never mentioned, I've left it too late in the stream, but I need to mention really quickly. Hype is a thing. Have you all seen Hype? Let's talk about Hype next week. So you can now leave a hype as well as a like. I don't know how useful this is going to be, but we'll talk about it next time. You've basically got 3 lives per week. You've got 3 hypes, I only do one video a week, so just saying, if you've got a spare hype, give us a wee hype on my video on Friday. And it puts me into some kind of league or something where you might get more exposure. I don't know. We can experiment with that if you want. I'd appreciate trying it, and we'll see if it works. Right, let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. See you later. Okay. Yes, we will talk about Youngblood next week. Anton, yeah, you're saying you've not seen a hype button on a video yet. I've noticed that I've seen them on mobile, but not on my desktop. So that was interesting. Ah, Jojo, thank you for the hype. Much appreciated. Well, hey, I got a hype. So yeah, you get 3 hypes a week. He's a hype, man. Hype us up. Right, let's get out of here. See you hopefully tomorrow in the chat for the thing. What's it called? Video. Yeah, that's the one.